All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the Oblivion Remastered is officially released. Everybody's losing their minds over it. The internet is going crazy, and gamers are either happy or there are a select few that are unhappy over the body type A and B stuff and the nonsense that's in the game like that. You know, people are looking at this and saying, well, this is the worst thing ever. How could you do that? And I understand that sentiment. But there's one thing that I wanted to talk about, which is the fact that we already knew that Oblivion Remastered, according to the leaks, was not going to be mod friendly, at least not officially anyway. But that's not going to stop PC gamers from modding the game. And Nexus Mods and other websites like it have already been getting hundreds of mods uploaded to their site. One of the mods that was uploaded to their site was the removal of body type A and B, or 1 and 2, whatever nonsense they did, and the introduction of male and female like it was in the original game. And like clockwork, like we all predicted, Nexus Mods removed the mod in less than 30 minutes twice in a row. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am not kidding. Obviously, we already knew this. People were making jokes, myself included, before Oblivion even came out. We were saying that Nexus Mods was going to do something like this because that's what they do, right? And it's amazing that this company that claims to not be a political activist company, that claims to be totally neutral when it comes to different topics, all of a sudden, every time something goes against progressive ideology, then they just want to ban it. They want to completely remove it from their website, and they do so immediately with quickness, more quicker than anything else they ever ban on their website. So let's get into this article, guys, from Insider Gaming. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. I mean, I love that they use the picture of the adoring fan, because the adoring fan is also a topic of conversation. I don't know why, considering that the adoring fan was always weird looking. That's the whole point of the adoring fan. But anyway, so there is over 100 mods that are already available for Oblivion Remaster. And that's not exactly very shocking considering it's Oblivion, right? You should at least be wary or aware that there are going to be mods for Oblivion. That's just how this goes. So following the release of the worst kept secret in gaming, which, by the way, I am a firm believer that this was part of their marketing strategy. I'm a firm believer, if you look at the screenshots that were leaked for this game, you'll realize that the screenshots that were leaked came from the actual reveal trailer that was showcased by Bethesda. So I gotta imagine that all of this was their own doing, their own plan, and they did this as a form of marketing to test the waters to see if they can just leak the game little by little and then eventually supposedly shadow drop it so that all the hype was there, and they announced the game is available day one and see how many sales come in. And obviously it worked because there's thousands upon thousands of sales for this game already. At the time of writing and on the Nexus Mods platform, there's now over 100 different mods available for Oblivion Remastered, despite Bethesda announcing that there will be no official mod support. At the time of writing, the majority of the mods seem to focus on improved visuals, such as textures and the HUD. However, gameplay mods such as faster leveling, lower fatigue, and even some cosmetic changes have also been added. Now, here's the thing, guys. Let's go over to X, where, the world is always on fire. So Pirate Nation posted this. Nexus Mods has deleted the body type mod for Oblivion. The mod was up for about 30 minutes, and a moderator locked the comments and then deleted the mod 10 minutes later. If you look here, this says classic body type, which changes it back to male and female. And obviously, there was a ton of comments. I mean, a mod like this is going to get a lot of attention. It only had 15 endorsements at the time that it got deleted, which is insane. It goes to show how fast Nexus Mods was on deleting this mod. And it goes to show that, again, this company that says that they are politically neutral, that they don't take sides, that they don't have an ideology, whatever the case would be, it always is, say one thing, do another. That's what Nexus Mods does, right? So if you are expecting, and I don't know how many times I have to say this, shout out to DEG Mods. I know DEG Mods is in the comments on these Twitter pages right now, advertising themselves like always whenever something happens with Nexus Mods. Do not use Nexus Mods. Go consider using another modding website. DEG Mods is one of them. You should consider checking them out. They always, reply on Twitter. They're very quick. Consider checking them out. They don't do any censorship over there. They have all mods available, that you can potentially download. So go check them out if you want an actual modding website that is not trying to mask itself for the political activism that it takes place in. But anyway, so the body type mod goes back to male and female. You can tell by the big picture here. I'm sure a moderator saw this and had a fucking aneurysm, and they were like, no, we can't have this. You cannot remove our type 1, type 2. So they decided to, obviously ban it. And people have their thoughts on it. You got Pirate Nation saying another mod was uploaded and banned in minutes. You can see here another mod to restore original body types in Oblivion has been uploaded to Nexus Mods, and it's already been banned within minutes. I don't know why you would think that's not the case. But anyway, we got Artur saying everyone who claims body type 1 and 2 is not a big deal. Should explain why communist censorship is being applied to protect it. It's either forced propaganda, which should be universally condemned in gaming, or it should be just as no big deal to have male and female in. I agree, right? So for me, like the body type 1 and 2 thing, I look at it as a very small, very minute, but very annoying thing. It's like a fucking pimple that is huge, but is also on a big part of your body. So it's not really taking up a lot of space in your body, but it's so big. Like, it's annoying. You can visually see it's like very annoying, and you just want to pop it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just want to get rid of it. That's how I view body type 1 and 2, right? Where it's like, for me, it's not going to stop me from playing a game necessarily, but I'm still going to say that's stupid. Why would you do that? Why would you even bother? Like, you are choosing to be divisive, right? At this point, everything else in the Oblivion Remastered, to my knowledge anyway, because again, I haven't played it yet. I have the game, but I have other games that I'm finishing reviews for right now. But from everything that I've seen, I've watched over 10 streamers play this game already. And from everything I've seen, it's quintessential Oblivion, right? Everything there is Oblivion. So why would you choose to make this one controversial change, this one divisive change that you know is going to turn off thousands of people? The game is still going to be a success. There's no doubt about it. I've always said that Oblivion Remastered was going to be successful. Anybody who thought that wasn't going to be the case, I think you're silly. But it doesn't matter. Like, you still lost thousands of sales that you could have had if you would have just not made that one stupid fucking change that you knew. There's no way that you didn't know that body type 1 and 2 was going to be controversial. There's no way. I refuse to believe it. At this point in 2025, if you're still trying to claim ignorance, I don't believe it, right? So out of everything that you did for this game and the love letter that this game is to fans of Oblivion, you chose to switch from male and female to 1 and 2. Why? Why did you do that? Because quite frankly, it is extremely important, right? Quite frankly, to these people, it may not be important to me, but to these activists, it is 100% like life and death for them. You don't understand. It is so important for them to see that body type 1 and 2, which is amazing to me because they never fucking call themselves body type 1 and 2 in real life. If you go up to any of these activists and say, hey, are you a boy or a girl? They're going to be like, I'm non-binary. I'm this, I'm that. But they'll never say I am type 1 or type 2. Never. They will never say that. This is why I never take the type 1, type 2 thing seriously, because these people don't do it in real life. They don't actually say these things in real life. There is nobody that runs around and claims, yeah, I'm a little bit of a type 2 myself. Yeah, nobody says that. So this is absolute nonsense. And the fact that Bethesda and Virtuos decided that it was in their best interest to take an otherwise amazing love letter to fans and bringing the remaster back to life and deciding to make it into type 1 and type 2, it was clearly very important to them. It was clearly very important to the, two people that are looking at this game saying, oh my God, I can see myself now because of type 1, type 2. It is ridiculous. It is a stupid change. They had no reason to be there, but they did it anyway because, like Artur says, it is extremely important. It is so important that you have these activists going crazy trying to protect it and banning mods that have anything to do with removing it. If it wasn't a big deal, then it wouldn't be a big deal for a mod to remove it. That's how I see it, right? Just like it's not a big deal for me to not want to play the game because of it, I don't think it's a big deal for there to be a mod that removes it, right? I just feel like that's just not a thing, but apparently it is. So again, shout out to DEG Mods, okay? This is their reply here in the site. DEG Mods says, as prophesized, the mod was created, it got censored and deleted, and now it's up on our end, forever protected with the power of censorship resistance. So DEG Mods has been around for a while now, and they, I knew about them during the first initial censorship years ago with Nexus Mods, and they've been growing in popularity little by little. I don't use mods personally, but I always advocate to check out their website for people that do use mods, because they are the ones who will do this and upload these mods censorship free for people that are looking for that stuff, right? There's no reason why a modding website should be deciding political activism. Absolutely none. It's one thing if you want to, prevent mods that showcase actual crime, like things with like children or something like that. I get that. But if you're doing mods that remove body type 1 and 2, you're clearly fucking politically compromised, and there's no other viewpoint other than that. Hook says we need a new mod website. Well, I mean, that's what DEG Mods is for. Funny how it's not important when it works in their favor and not the other way around. Well, that's what I always say in my streams too, because people ask me that. And I say, for the people that say, oh, it's not a big deal, anybody who says it's not a big deal, they're only saying it's not a big deal because at the current point in time, it is working in their favor. So they're trying to convince you that it's not a big deal so that it can continue to work in their favor. If it were to switch around to the other side and they saw that it was male and female that was reintroduced, then they would lose their collective fucking minds. We saw this proven with Lords of the Fallen. Lords of the Fallen went from body type to male and female, and all the activists lost their mind and started attacking the CEO of the company because he removed body types from the game, and they said that they were caving to the anti-woke crowd, right? So it's clear that this shit is very important. It's clear that people care about this. It's clear that this is life and death for the activists. And if they're trying to tell you that it's not a big deal, it's only because it's politically advocating for them at the current point in time, or it's beneficial to them at the current point in time. If it wasn't beneficial to them, they would be losing their mind. Like you said earlier in one of your other posts, also, these mentally ill freaks want it this way. This is the first step to how gaming dies for good. What else will they change next? And again, I totally understand that sentiment. You can look through the history of Elder Scrolls and you'll see male, female, sex, and then all of a sudden they derped and they went to type 1, type 2. So otherwise, guys, listen, the game is amazing. From what I can see, it is truly Oblivion at its heart, especially, in terms of gameplay and whatnot. But overall, this was a stupid choice made by Bethesda and Virtuos that they had to do. And you could say it's because of the Xbox overlords. You could say it's because of whoever. But at the end of the day, they decided to make this decision knowing that this was going to be the reaction, and they put a stain on an otherwise amazing release of Oblivion Remastered, which is doing amazing, by the way, but it could have done better, which is sad. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.